Here, we'll work with Live Paint, which is very similar to a coloring book. And it's a really easy and fun way to color our artwork. I'm going to select that white square in the artboard, and I'll zoom in on it a little bit. And I'm going to draw some lines from the black square in the middle. I'm going to get my line segment tool, which is underneath the rectangle tool. There's my line segment tool. And I'm going to press D on my keyboard to reset the default white fill and black stroke. And then I'm going to draw lines, just straight lines, from the corners of the black circle to the corners of the rounded white rectangle around it. So I'll just move my cursor over there. And I've got my Smart Guides turned on. Just go to Window and down to Smart Guides, and that will help you in your alignment. And I'll just draw straight lines from each corner of the black rectangle to the corner of the rounded white rectangle. So there I've got my lines. Now I want to select this object, but I think it'll be easier to select it in outline mode. So I'll go up to View, and choose Outline. And with my selection tool, I'll just drag a marquee selection around that object. And now I'll go back to Preview mode. And then I'll click the Edit Toolbar button at the bottom of the Tools panel. And I want to scroll down until I find the Live Paint Bucket tool. It looks like a little bucket. It's down there somewhere. There it is, the Live Paint Bucket tool. I'm just going to click, hold, and drag it into the Tools panel on the side of the artboard. And now I can close this Tools panel. So there's my Paint Bucket tool, my Live Paint Bucket tool. I'm going to open up my Properties panel and click the Fill box. Make sure I'm on the swatches, and I'm going to select the purple swatch named Purple 1. And with the Live Paint Bucket tool selected, I'm going to move my pointer over the smaller black square in the center of the selected artwork. And then I'll click to convert the selected shape to a live paint group, and it will fill it with that purple color. So there I've got my Paint Bucket tool, and I'll just click in the black square, and you can see that it's going to make a live paint out of it. Gives me a little message there. I just click and it filled that square with that purple color. Now I'm going to move my cursor over various parts of that object. And notice how the object has got a red outline around it. That means it's a live paint area. You can see also that there are three colors above the cursor. Those are the colors next to each other in the swatches. I'm going to press my right arrow key once to select purple 2, and then I'll click to apply that color to the area. I'm going to press my right arrow key again to select purple 3, and I'll click to apply the color to the right of the center square. Now I need to click the fill box in the Properties panel, and I'm going to select the swatch named Purple 2 again, and I'll click in the next area to fill it with that purple color. There's Purple 2. And I'll click to fill that area with that color. I'll click the Fill swatch again, and I'll choose the swatch named Purple 4. And then I'll fill the last white area with that color. So there we got that filled. Now we have to do something about those strokes, because we don't want those there. So I'm going to double click the Live Paint Bucket tool to bring up a dialog box. And I want to make sure that Select Paint Strokes option is selected, which it is. I'll click OK, and then I'm going to click the stroke and choose None. And now I'll hover the Live Paint Bucket tool over the strokes, and when I see the cursor change to a brush, a kind of a paint brush, I'm going to click, and that will remove the stroke. So that was an easy way to kind of color that object. That was one object in the beginning, and just by drawing some of the lines in, we were able to separate those areas into specific shapes to color individually. So we can also modify a live paint group. I'm going to fit the artboard in the window here. And I'm going to click to select the light purple rectangle shape in the middle of the artboard. And with that shape selected, I'm going to go up to Object, down to Live Paint, and then Make. I've done something wrong here. I apologize. I missed a step here. So I'm going to go back a few steps. I want to make the large rectangle a live paint. I'm going to select that purple stroke, the dark purple stroke, hold down Shift to select that as well. And then I'm going to go back to Object, Live Paint, and Make. Live Paint, Make. So I got the large rectangle as a live paint. I'm going to hold down Shift and select the dark purple line, and now I'll go to Object, Live Paint, and I want to merge those. Let's see, I'm missing a little something here. Okay. Go to Object, Live Paint, and Merge. There it's now. I can select that. So that now has merged those two objects, the large rectangle and that dark purple line. I'm going to get my Live Paint Bucket tool and choose white. And then I'm going to click in that area below the purple line. And notice how that just colored that area because the purple line is separating the area, the top area from the bottom area. And one nice thing about Live Paint is that it's kind of intuitive. And if I get the Direct Selection tool, actually I'm going to double click with the selection tool to go into isolation mode, and now I'll get the Direct Selection tool, and I'll click on the anchor point on that stroke there and click, hold, and drag up. And notice now how that area below the dark purple line is all white. It was a rectangle before, but you can see how the Live Paint works here. If you change the various shapes, the color goes with them. So that's all about the Live Paint, and it's a really interesting and fun tool to use.